Hey y'all, it's your girl Keisha. It has been a hot minute. I know it's been a hot minute since I talked to y'all, but I'm here now. So I wanted to talk to y'all about a couple things actually. I had been meaning to speak to y'all about it before, but I really wasn't sure. I'm looking for my chapstick. I really wasn't sure how I wanted to go about it. But I'm pretty sure that it's people out here who have the same thoughts that I have about certain things, or that are going through what I'm about to speak about. So the topic of today, where the hell is my chapstick, y'all? Because my lips are dry. The topic of today is basically do what makes you happy. My particular example is going to be when it comes to changing of the careers or employment and things like that. For me, I can date my journey back to 2021. So I worked a job for like 13 years. In 2021, my company merged with a different company. They did things totally different from what we did. And it seemed like to me that that company was like trying to kick us out, like doing things their way and not having any kind of flexibility with it, not really doing too much of mentoring. It was just like a whole lot going on with the company. And, you know, during this time, you know, a lot of people were sent home due to the pandemic and things like that. So it was like a huge transition. Because I think I had been home working maybe 6 or 7 months before they actually merged, and then started trying to train us on like their new process or whatever. But long story short, it was very, very stressful for me. Not because of the transition of working from home, but the fact that the people who were training me, they were in a different time zone. It was just like a lot. And it seemed like the more I thought I was progressing, it was like they always found something wrong. So that's why I felt like they were really just trying to get rid of the original company. I'm not the only person who felt like that. There was a lot of people leaving and things like that. And, you know, I was just trying to stick it out. But when things like that start affecting your at-home life, there's a problem. So for me, like, my attitude was like on 1,000. For one, this job is stressing me the hell out. For two, I have 3 kids at home that I'm trying to help homeschool because, you know, they were virtual at the time. And then my trainer is finding all these things wrong. Well, number one, the first trainer, I had 3 different trainers for the same process. Now, everybody doesn't train the same. Nobody does the same process the same. So that by itself was stressing me out. But I had got to the point where I was like always ill. And then the fact that my office was at home, like every time I walked past my office, I was just like angry woman. So like it was affecting me and my family. And my husband, he was just like, quit, just quit. Now, mind you, I had been in this job 12 years, so I'm like scared to leave this job, but it's stressing me the hell out. So like, what do you do? Like, I had got to the point where I'm working and just bawling, crying because I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what the issue is. Like, it was just too much. So finally, the final straw was, I've been here for 12 years. I've never gotten written up, never got in trouble, none of that stuff. So my then supervisor, which was my new supervisor, not the one I had prior to, she decides to give me a verbal. Okay, ooh, a verbal, I know. But it was a big deal to me because I've never gotten a verbal. I've never gotten written up or any of that. So you're going to give me a verbal because I'm not doing well with this training, but I've had 3 or 4 different trainers. I've also reached out to you to let you know how I felt about all these changes. I've also reached out to your boss about it. Now I'm following the chain of command. Now I'm prior military, so I know how to follow the chain of command. None of this stuff is working. So after that verbal, I just got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm finna put my 2-week notice in. So that's what I did. I put my 2 weeks notice in. So in the midst of me working my 2 weeks, I actually I landed another job. Loved it. It was remote, but it was contract. Did that for a good year and a half. The contract ended. The same contracting company found me another contract. At first it was a little hard. The second contract was a little hard for me, but I think it was just like transitioning, just doing something different. It was, the second contract was actually another bank, but it was not the same job duties that I did at all. So the first couple weeks were a little trying. However, I learned to love it. Like, I enjoyed it. But that department actually moved to Poland, so that contract ended. So during this time that contract ended, I'm unemployed. Apply for unemployment benefits. Those that know, you don't get shit. Like, you can work your whole life and something happen, you get unemployment, and you only get like $200 a week. What the hell am I gonna do with $200 a week? So during this time, like, I'm like stressed, trying to figure out ways to make money. You know, I do little side hustles, crafts and things like that, but that's not, you know, that's not gonna help provide for my family. And I like to help. Like, I don't want my husband to have all of the burden on him. Like, he's really carefree anyway. If y'all watch, y'all know like how he is on camera, that's how he is at home. And I'm like, how do you not worry? Like, I don't know if he masked it or what, but that man, like, he hardly worries about anything. And then, you know, he has good logic for it most of the time. But me, I'm kind of like a worrier. So anywho, I ended up landing another job 3 months after the layoff, which I had spoke about it a little bit when I started working there. So this would be my second month. Now I'm getting to the meat and the potatoes of the video. So this job is very, 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 very high stress. You're working with the citizens of your county, and the turnover is really bad. And I see why the turnover is really bad. Without saying too much about the situation, tomorrow's my last day there. Yeah. Well, here, because I'm still here. I'm sitting in the parking lot on my lunch break. But tomorrow's my last day here, because if working that job of 12 years taught me anything, it taught me not to let them jobs stress your ass out. So I'm not going to let this job stress me out. The same way that the Lord opened the door up for me to find those contracts, he opened another door for me to leave this place, and I will be starting me a new position on Monday. I'm so thankful for it. I'm thankful for my faith and everything, y'all, because if I was that same person I was with that 12-year job, I would have been still staying here, stressed out, hating my job, hating the pay, because that's another story for another day, but they lied about the pay. And I've learned how to walk by faith. Like, when the Lord moves you, you move. So, you know, without preaching to y'all or whatever, because I can get into detail with that as well, but I decided to pursue another opportunity, and I'm just hopeful and hoping and praying that this works out for me, which I think it will. Just speaking to the people who interviewed me and getting the gist of the job and things like that, I think it'll work better for me. It's also remote, so I'll be back at home, so y'all gonna see a lot of videos of me at home doing certain things when I have time, once I get acclimated with the new position. But I'm saying all that to say, y'all, do not get complacent. Do not live in fear. Okay? So if it's something that you want to do, if your heart is tugging at you to do it, or if you have an opportunity to do something and you're like kind of scared about doing it, sometimes you have to do things scared. Because if you don't do it, you're never going to know what's going to happen. You never know what the future holds. You never know, like, you don't know. You're just going to be stuck where you are. You're going to be stuck. So I'm saying all that to say, you know, move in your faith. Pray about it, fast. If it's something that, you know, you're trying to make a choice on, you know, some things only come through fasting and praying. So if you got to fast from food, social media, whatever, like whatever the case may be, do that. Stay prayed up, and God will give you an answer. But, you know, I'm at peace with my choice. Tomorrow's my last day at this place, and I never felt better. So that's my spiel for today. I love y'all. I will let y'all know what the future holds for me. Talk to y'all later.